All right, good morning, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Let me just move the screens around here. 2 seconds, guys. Where are we? There we go. All right, let me just get a quick audio check. Make sure we're all good. You got Goldie having a crazy push here this morning, guys. Absolutely huge push here on gold. Audio and video good, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Welcome back, you guys on YouTube. If anyone's new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. And I mainly trade gold here in the European session. I've been trading for about 7 years, and we'll break down all markets here this morning for you guys. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. Ready for another big week in the markets. Remember, guys, today is the last trading day of the month. So expect a lot of volatile moves, a lot of maybe non-technical moves. Gold is having a crazy run here, guys. Since Asia, gold is up 550 ticks, which is insane. We had these liquidity levels for the day on gold, trying to buy up into here pre-London. However, there was no risk rewards of want to trade it this high. Got some nice buys in Asia. From back down here once you grab the lows and close bullish. But now gold's on a huge run. Very big run. Let me just get the chat over here as well. What a good, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. We got gold having a beautiful push. We also have NQ finally hitting some new highs. Look at this. NQ absolutely ripping. Insane moves here in the Asian session. You had a gap up on NQ today. You come straight into these all-time highs, which is just absolutely huge. First thing here in the morning. 22,870. And now we're breaking above 22,900, which is huge. Hopefully some of you guys who do trade NQ are taking advantage of this squeeze, because this is a massive push. We'll have a look at all markets today as well, guys. Like I said, we had gold having a massive push here as well. Now I did get long this morning in Asia on gold, based off this daily support. Let me put my next key levels on down here as well. Let's grab this one. It's not quite daily support. I'll rename it after, but it's 3250. Tapped beautifully. Previous lows here as well. Came down, grabbed the lows, held support massively. Closed bullish here at the previous 4 hour, and now you continue to squeeze higher. So gold is on a huge run here, guys. After last week closed very bearish. Very bearish. Remember, guys, today's the last day of the month, so you can see a lot of profit taken this month. You can see a lot of people closing out some positions, so you could see some pretty volatile moves. Oh, I've frozen, haven't I? Why have I frozen? Now I've disappeared. I've gone from frozen to disappeared. 2 seconds, guys. Let me just fix this. Alright, cool. We're on. I don't know what happened there. The wire's been playing up today. There we go. Cool, we're on. Yeah, if it does for you guys, feel free to let me know. I'm not too sure why. It's been freezing a few times this morning. Because we've got Sammy joining me today. Monday morning, Sammy's joining us at the office. So yeah, a lot of profit taken this week, guys. Remember, we do have 4th of July this week as well. So we have the last trading day of June. We've also got 4th of July, and we also have NFP this week as well. So NFP is early, given it's 4th of July on Friday. So it may be a quieter week, guys. It could be a quieter week. So like I was just saying to guys pre-London, you don't want to ruin what has been a great month by forcing trades last day, the last day of the month. Because we have a lot coming up this week, guys. We got a lot coming up. Yeah, 4th of July, we got This is based on Australia times, but 4th of July in the US, we do have bank holiday, and we've got US non-farm payroll on Thursday this week instead, guys. And there's nothing much here today. There's not too much here today. But either way, gold is having an absolutely phenomenal run. Huge run. But yeah, good morning, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces in the chat as well. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It doesn't mean we can't take trades here, guys, but it just means we need to be a little bit more patient and a little bit more reactive, if not reduce your size. You know, hopefully you guys have had a great June, a very profitable June. June's been a great month for me in terms of day trading and stocks as well. We've had some fantastic calls this month, and to be honest, with the way the markets are looking, especially NQ, gold, we could be in for a pretty busy July. Now, I do find August can be one of the quietest months. Doesn't mean you can't take trades, but it can be quieter. But looking at NQ and gold, we're going to have huge monthly closes. This month is going to be very interesting on gold. On the spot chart, we actually grabbed the highs of May, and we're looking like we're going to close bearish, which if we are, you know, there's the potential for gold to see a big pullback into like 3,000 maybe. If you guys have a look, we have a major trend line coming up here that's been respected literally since the start of the year. We have had gold in this huge trend line here. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces around this trend line, depending on how you draw it. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't really matter, but the fact is we've been bouncing off this for a very long time. And you guys know the way that we love to trade these trend lines is I like to trade these trend line fake outs and these liquidity grabs. So for me, we could see gold come back down to the lows of the 12th of May into July, and if not back down into 3,000, which would be huge. So there is the potential for some big swing sells on gold. Very big swing sells. You know, we've been on a absolutely incredible run this year. It's about time the markets start to have a bit of a pullback. Intraday though, let's have a look here on gold. So we closed very bearish on Friday. We continued selling off in New York on Friday after we jumped off. And then this morning, first thing at the open, we came down. We tagged the lows of Friday. We held 32.50, and we're already having a massive rejection here. So there's already so much volume on gold here, guys, right before the London's even opened. You guys who trade Asia have probably been getting some great moves, because this is a huge run. Like I say, from the lows of Asia up into where we are now, which isn't even London open, gold has pushed 350 ticks, which is insane. So you may get a range bound London session, guys. You just got to trade the markets and take them for what it is. This is a phenomenal run. Yeah, NQ at all-time highs. Yep, NQ having a crazy squeeze, which has been, like I say, this month for stocks has been absolutely fantastic. So gold, we're going to wait till London open, guys, see if there's potential for some pullbacks. NQ, you had this huge fake out to end Friday with this massive bearish closure back below 22,650, huge hourly engulfing back above, gap open here today, and you've just been non-stop. Like, NQ is up massively today as well. NQ up, gold up. Really big moves. So we do have to be a little bit careful in London. I know it's not ideal. It's probably not what we want to hear, but it's just the reality. We can't control the markets. We can just trade them. NQ's up at all-time highs. Gold's having a huge move. You know, it's just one of them things, unfortunately. Gold has almost filled a whole entire, 250 tick, 500 tick range this morning. From 32.50 all the way up into 3300 is insane. Now, NQ, you know, obviously we are very bullish here. So, do I want to be selling that? Not really. I want to be watching and seeing around the times of potential pullbacks and continue buying. You know, if you guys have never traded all-time highs before, NQ, same as gold, you know, you look for pullbacks and you continue buying. Your job's not to predict the tops and try and short. Your job's to follow the markets and trade what's right in front of you. So if I'm going to trade NQ all-time highs, I want to be looking for longs. Super simple. Hey, Aaron, did you go to Victoria College? I did not, man. I did not. NQ at new all-time highs. ES, absolutely ripping as well. Not quite at all-time highs. All-time highs on NQ is 87.50. So still a little bit of room on ES to have a squeeze higher. Is that on the highs? Let's have a look. How do I put this on the highs? Let me do this here. Yeah, 87.50. So that's going to be interesting because you can also see here on NQ, here on ES, there's no bottom wick on this weekly candle, which is interesting to see if that's going to be filled in. For me personally, I do believe it can get filled in. You've had a gap up, the weekly's opened and instantly pushed up. How often do you see NQ on the weekly time frame close bullish with no bottom wick? It's not very often. So at any point, price could come back down to this opening level, fill in the gap before then having that squeeze higher. So if we have a look at the weekly time frame, you know, how often do we see a bullish close on ES with no bottom wick on the weekly time frame? Once out of the past few months, twice since the start of the year. So for the start of the year, what we almost 7 months in, we've had 2 candles that have closed bullish with no bottom wick. So in terms of probability, it's unlikely, not impossible, but it's unlikely that ES is going to close bullish this week with no bottom wick. So I would be watching these opening prices for price to potentially come back down into. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to start looking for shorts for no reason, but it's just something to keep in the back of the mind. And I'd be watching this. Opening price. I'm sure there's probably an indicator that can do this. But I'd be watching that opening gap on ES and NQ. Let's clean it up a little bit here. On ES, you've got it sitting around 62.20, and on NQ, it's a little bit further away. NQ's had a huge move. Back down at 22.750. Nice psychological level there as well. And gold is having a crazy push here as well, guys. So, like I say, you're gonna need to see the London Open on gold. If I want to look for sells back down into this opening price here, I would need to see a decent fake out. I need to see a nice strong bearish candle closure below with good volume for me to want to trade against this, and then maybe I'll look for my trade from here to here. But I won't start selling up here for no reason. You know, there's a fine line between, you know, trading what you think and trading what you see. In terms of trading what we see, we're bullish. Regardless of if we think price can come down here, right now we're up here, so we don't need to worry about what's down here too much. However, if we do start, you know, breaking to the downside, we do have some nice potential pullback levels. If you were to take a little fib on this as well, from the lows to the highs, you got 50%. Oh, look at that, 50% right down that opening level. At 22,750. There's a pretty good amount of confidence to say that price could come back down to this level. And that's the way you guys want to use fibs. Fibs kind of like the, you know, the icing on the cake. Otherwise, you never know. You know, people always say, when I used to use fibs more, how do you know which level it's going to dip down into? Well, you don't. That's not really your job. But what your job is to do is to stack up confluences to kind of piece the puzzle together. Which if I've got weekly open with no bottom wick, I've got a nice key level of 27.50. And if I can put it on like this, and I can go, oh, cool. If this is going to be the high, then 50% is right at that weekly opening price, right around that 27.50 level as well. So yeah, there's the potential for a pullback on NQ to come down into these levels. We got London Open in about 12 minutes as well, guys. So we can keep an eye on this. If I want to sell it, you know, I'd like to see a decent breakout. Bye. How do you find targets when at all-time highs? That's a great question, man. That's a great question. Yeah, finding targets at all-time highs is it's pretty simple. I'll show you the example of gold because pretty much all of the start of the year, gold, that's what we kind of had to figure out on gold. And your job, again, isn't to, where is it when we're peaking all-time highs? Where was it? During what, all of this time? Your job isn't to worry about where's the highs or where's all-time highs. All you do is you let price top out, pull back, and then that becomes your target. And that's literally what we were doing the whole time. We were letting price find resistance, pull back, and then buying up into that high. For instance here, you top out, you have a major pullback, you leave a perfect double top, then there's your targets. So the only way you trade all-time highs is you know, when it's actually peaking all-time highs, that's when people try and jump in shorts and try and put their opinions on the markets and try and catch and call the tops. But for me, when we're actually like at price discovery levels, if I'm not already in a trade, I just have to accept it and wait. And I let price pull back, grab some lows, and then continue buying. What I don't like to do is when price is actually peaking all-time highs, like NQ right now, I don't like to think too much. I like to say, okay, cool, this is my high. I'll let price pull back, and that level will be the level I'll look to watch, and that'll be where I'll trade into. What you don't want to do is just start trying to call tops for no reason. Oh, nice. 61.8% pullback from Friday, and also the 9th, June 9th lows, which held as June's low for most of the month. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Trump is talking about Iran. Is he? Is that now? Oh, yeah. Wait, wait. Trump's talking about Iran. Trump. I'm not even talking to Iran. What's going on there then? Are you talking about Iran, or are you not talking to Iran? I did see this morning the UK and the US have come to a tariff agreement as well. I don't know where that was. It was much earlier. But yeah, that is now. That's interesting. Gold's having a nice rejection up here, guys. If gold grabs these highs and breaks out, fantastic. There's the potential to sell London Open here. What I'm looking at here on gold is seeing how we react around this liquidity level. If we grab these highs and reject, there is the potential for a pullback here at the London Open. Pullback, you know, shorting pullbacks is risky because, like I say, you've been bullish for like 500 ticks here. Or sorry, 400 ticks, however many it is. Yeah, you've been bullish for 560 ticks, so except the pullbacks are risky, but it's the only trade I can see here on gold. If I'm going to be, you know, looking for more buys on gold, well, where would I be looking for buys? Probably be below some previous like 6 a.m. lows, if not back down at this nice support at 32.95-ish. So rather than waiting for price to get there and trying to go long, let's see if we can get a potential pullback. So we'll see. This is, we're getting some nice wick rejections here. So there is the potential that gold's shaping up for a 15-minute fake out and a 30 and hourly minute rejection. So let's see. It's not a place where I'll be taking new buys here on gold. You know, buys on gold were down here in Asia and below these lows pre-London. So what do you do before a push up? Come down, grab the lows, and then you push. What do you do here? Came down, grab the lows, and then you push. So you buy from below these lows, not at resistance. At this resistance, I want to be seeing potential shorts. That's not to say that gold can't keep pushing higher, maybe up into these levels. For me personally, this isn't a level where I'd be taking new longs. Because if I take new buys from here, where's my risk? Well, it's going to have to be huge. So I'd rather short potential pullbacks and then maybe look for some more longs after. But we do also want to keep in the back of our minds, you know, Friday and pretty much all of last week was aggressively bearish. So, you know, shorting that, we're still following last week's candle. We had this huge fake out of 3,400. You broke below it, not last week, but the second week of June, closed below 3,400, held it as resistance last week, and had a massive sell-off. So shorting this is good because we're still following the past 2 weeks of trend, which was a massive fake out and a resistance hold and a huge short. You know, shorting that 3,400 level that we spoke about last week as well, which is that nice 4-hour evening star, was a massive 1,200 tick short. Huge short. So where was it? That evening star right at 3,400. So we gapped up, pulled back, held an evening star, and a huge sell-off. So we are still bearish. So, you know, although shorting gold is risky considering Asia has been so bullish, but it depends on what time frame you're looking at, because the weekly is still bearish as well. Thoughts on ICT silver bullet model? I have no idea what that is, unfortunately. I'm not too sure what that is, man. I don't really use ICT concepts personally. It's too much analysis paralysis for me. Not to say that it can't work, you know. My thoughts, if it works, doesn't really matter. Does the back testing of the past, 200 plus trades tell you it works? Then there's your answer. For me, it's just too much analysis. I like to keep it more simple than that. It's not to say it doesn't work. It just the analysis side of IC it's not really for me personally. I like to keep it simple. Trading's hard enough that if you try and stack up a million different confluences, you're gonna hesitate even more. That's where most people go wrong in the first place. Over analyzing and over hesitating. Yeah, that's all you need to. That's all you need to know, lady. That's all you need to know. We've got London Open in about 5 minutes here, guys. Let me just quickly run to the toilet and we'll see this London Open here, guys. It'll be 2 seconds. Yeah, I can't win. Yeah, can't win. I know. So yeah, let's see this London Open here, guys. London Open is going to be interesting. If we get a 15-minute fake out here on gold, there's potential for just a pullback trade. A pullback trade here. Even down into these levels, it's still a 100-tick move. I'm not going to hold that long, but if you can scalp a pullback short, it's not looking too bad. Have you tried opening range breakout model? Appreciate that people care much love. Yes, on NQ in New York session. Yeah, it can be very, very, very good. There's some pretty good stats behind it. For gold in London, not really, to be honest. But for NQ, yeah, the open and range can be very profitable. Some pretty decent stats behind it. There's lots of ways to tweak it as well, Some people tweak certain timings of the range, like the first hour, the first 30 minutes. I've never, maybe I would like to test it on gold a little bit more, but gold doesn't really move like that too much, to be honest. Like, gold doesn't move crazy at any specific opens. We said this on Friday, is like gold's more level based than time based, whereas New York is very much, NQ is very much session based. Does TTC also make calls on XU or? I mean, it's the same, but I personally do a lot of analysis on XAUUSD and executions on here in the future chart. London Open about 2 minutes here, guys. 2 minutes. There's potential for some shorts here before some bigger longs. I do like this 50-minute fake out here for a potential stab at some shorts. Thoughts on people saying, rich people are just depressed? We're getting deep here on a Monday morning. I mean, money certainly doesn't buy happiness, that's for sure. Money is a tool to do other things in life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, money buys options. Yeah, exactly. Money buys options, but money alone doesn't help. I even read them out. But lack of money is pretty stressful. Absolutely, that's very true. Extremely stressful. But if you're unhappy in your life without money, having money isn't going to solve that. It can be a tool to do other things, but I wouldn't say all rich, definitely not all rich people are depressed though, but maybe it could. It's a decent hourly closure here, guys. If we get a top wick at the London Open, I'm going to look for some shorts here. Yeah, no, yeah. But yeah, money is a tool to fulfill other things. Same as trading. You know, trading isn't fulfilling. Trading is a tool to do things that fulfill you. You know, watching, I know it's kind of hard to believe, but in the beginning you're like, no, trading's all I want to do. But it's like, no, trading on its, Aaron's a therapist now. Trading on your own is not that fulfilling. You need other things in your life. It's kind of like the same thing as money, I guess. Makes sense. Yeah, nice. I like that, Paul. I like that. Nice. So nice hourly closure here, guys. You came up, grabbed the highs. I may look for some shorts here in a second. I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna take one sell here. I was a bit late to the party. You may want to get a sell stop in here. I should have got short on the top wick. You came up for a very quick top wick here. But that's a pretty decent 30-minute rejection. Came up, grabbed the highs, holding resistance. I'm trying to see if we can get a bit of a pullback here on gold. Potential 1 to 2 here. I didn't get the best of fills there. I was a little bit late to the party. I quickly wanted to get short on this little top wick here. It's supposed to be somewhere around here. That was actually the 30-minute. How's the hourly? So the hourly is still bullish, but that 30-minute, to me, we look like we need a pullback. I'm only going in one contract here. What do you think about Bookmap? Yeah, it can be a useful tool. It's not something I use personally, but it can be a useful tool. I may get, if this pushes up higher, I may put in a sell stop here in a second, guys. Potentially getting for 2 contracts. Yeah, yep, I do, yep. All your supply levels are whole numbers. Yes, my higher time frame levels on gold are all the round psychological levels. That's what gold loves to react off. Gold loves the hundreds and the 50 levels. Stops may be in above this 5-minute high here in a second. You're coming down, tapping into the lows. 130. Because you just came down, you just tapped into... Did you tap into the 15 lows? Not quite. But that's a potential 5-minute liquidity grab there. Pretty much exactly the same as the trade that we took on Wednesday. Give it a little bit of breathing room. Hoping we can... because you came up, tagged the highs. So we're seeing if we can roll over from here. If I can show you, I don't want to miss what we're doing here, but if we have a look at the trade that we took last week, I can't remember where it was. Have I deleted it now? Maybe I deleted it. Oh no, here. Exactly the same thing, here. So this is the trade that we took 25th of June, what was that? Last Wednesday. Here. Tagged the highs. Nice sell-off. So very valid stop above that liquidity level. So pretty much the same thing. The only thing is, the hourly is still bullish, so you have to be pretty aggressive. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my stop. I'm gonna keep my stops tight here personally. If it squeezes me out for a small loss, I'll look for a better entry. Let's see. First 5 minutes to London Open here, guys. That 15 kind of came up. I should have been in from here. Yeah, I still have the... I got squeezed out there, guys. Minus 120. I still got the accounts here, yep. Now, that was quite a quick, aggressive entry, but the risk reward was worth a shot. But the fact that you're coming down, holding these lows, I want to see a little bit more than this. See, a 30-minute here was nice. Lovely wick rejection. But I actually thought I was on the hourly. If you look at the hourly still closed bullish. So it's not enough for me to want to be shorting here. When I was here, I actually thought this was the hourly, but this is the 30-minute. So shorting is a little bit risky here. Maybe if we re-grab hourly highs, then potential hourly evening style we can short. But any shorts, you do have to manage aggressively. Because look, this is although I do like the pullback. Where are we? Maybe we wait for a decent closure below. But yeah, I took that minus. Just a quick minus $120. If RuneScape taught me anything, is that buying? Oh, you money. a game I never actually played that game. So yeah, I'd actually rather wait for a breakout here on gold, guys. Hourly still did close above. I thought we were playing a potential hourly evening star, but that's actually a 30-minute. So see here, this 30-minute grabbed the highs and rejected. If that was an hourly, I'd be more confident to go short, but it's actually a 30-minute. So if you look at the hourly did still close above the previous high. So that's the reason I was going short, because I thought, oh cool, this hourly's coming up, wicking out the highs and holding below it. But actually, if you put it on the previous hourly wick, it actually closed above. So that's still bullish. So it's not enough to want to be in them shorts yet. That's why I was happy to cut that pretty quick. I am looking for a pullback into 32.95. Ideally, this is what I would love to see. Here at the London Open, I'd love to see this hourly come up, liquidate these highs here, and then we can look for that hourly evening star, and then we can go short. Let's have a look at a 15. Let me watch the 5 here. So what do we do? 5-minute came down, grabbed the lows, closed bullish. So what have we got? We got some London support being held here. So maybe a closure, maybe at least a fake out back below that would probably be safer. Want gold to go bullish all week? Yeah, I mean, we get a massive weekly fake out again. I mean, that's the thing, you know, this is the tough thing about gold is you're at huge weekly support. But you did also just hold weekly resistance. That's why we were buying in Asia. But I mean, yeah, it's possible. This monthly close is going to be really interesting. So for me right now, I kind of look at this and I go, okay, cool. Here's my huge support. Here's my huge resistance. Now, if you were to take a big fib just from the highs to the lows, could you come for a big pullback of that? Yeah, maybe. On a Monday morning, though, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that was a potential quick error on my side, but I cut it quick. If it was the hourly, I'd be willing to hold that. But because that was a 30-minute, I quickly realized I was wrong and just got out quickly. So, you know, when most people, you know, do something wrong, they just hold on to their losing trade. But because I realized I was actually on the 30-minute, not the hourly, I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted this trade to be based off. So let me just quickly cut it. You know, minus $123, nothing. Yeah, we can have a look at some other markets as well. Yep. I just want to see how gold's going to react on this pullback here. I don't want to be buying. I don't want to be buying here. So this is previous hourly high. So let's watch this hourly high. How's the 4 hour in the futures? Yeah, still very bullish. Still very, very bullish. If we come up, like I say, guys, if we come up and grab these hourly highs, above these highs is a potential interest for me to look for a pullback here. Yeah, anything else you do guys want me to look at, feel free, send it over. We've got time here. It's only 7 minutes into London Open. NQ having a little bit of a pullback. Remember, on NQ, we want to see at least, I would say, a 30-minute breakout for potential shorts into this opening level. I'd want to see at least a 30-minute closure back below here. Kind of same as gold. This is a level that, you know, I don't want to be a seller at this level. If anything, you may hold this and squeeze. But if you can close below it with volume, then there's potential to pull back into 27.50. But yeah, feel free to send over some instruments. Let's have a look. Can you look at oil? Yep, we can have a look at oil, definitely. We can have a look at oil. Let's have a look at oil. Did it come up on, you know, we did speak about some highs potentially come and grab last week on oil. There you go. That's what we spoke about last week on oil. After that huge sell-off, we mentioned for price to come up and squeeze these highs here, which you did perfectly. You came up, squeeze these highs. So now, could you be seeing oil come all the way back down to the lows of the range, back at 64? That looks pretty interesting. How did last week close? Obviously, very bearish with that open on Monday. Opened on Monday. Huge rip lower, and then pretty much range for the whole week. But shorts into last week's low to come down and retest these nice levels here, I think that looks like a pretty nice trade. The nice thing about oil compared to gold is you've closed bearish last week, but you haven't tapped into last week's low. Therefore, you still have open targets on oil. Daily time frame. This looks like a potential evening star play. You reject, you come up, you liquidate the highs, and then you held it. That's kind of what I'm looking at for gold on the hourly. So I'd be looking for shorts on oil. Dow would be nice. Yep, absolutely, man. We can have a look at the Dow for sure. Now, you do have some nice support being formed here on oil. But oil does love to do same things as gold, where, you know, you get these bounces of support, but you typically come down and liquidate the lowest point of the support if you're going to have a retracement. So therefore, I'd delete the support. I'd mark on this liquidity level, mark on this low of the support, and look for potential shorts down into that. So if I'm going to get a short on oil, I would have to get short below 65. Look how well 65 gets held. Very, very, very strong. So close below, and the potential for a very, very decent short. This is a very nice range. From 65 to 64 is a very, very decent range. It would be worthwhile to actually just wait for that breakout. So we change this to 65. Sorry, 64. We got 65. 64. So you got 64 right at this nice, level. Now, could you come for a little bit of a pullback before selling? I mean, let's see. We're holding a potential. Where are we? A potential. Here's your potential left shoulder. Here's your head. Here's your potential right shoulder. So I wouldn't want to be a seller just yet. Could you maybe be looking for a potential 30-minute fake out here? A bullish closure in 30-minute. Could you come up and squeeze these highs before then? Looking for something like that? Yeah, possible. Possible. So that's, you know, my shorts into 64 is an overall outlook. In terms of what's here for the London session, you've closed below the support. You've basically tapped into 65, grabbed the lows and closed bullish. So if you close bullish here in 18 minutes, potential London longs on oil up into maybe 65.50 before then looking for some shorts. So there's the potential to see a squeeze higher on oil first before you do see that short. So depending on how this 30-minute closes, potential longs. Let me just have a quick look at Goldie here, guys. Obviously, I cut that trade very quick. And what are we up to? What are we doing? So we're kind of trying to reject. I do like these hourly highs to squeeze before I do want to short again. So let's be watching here on oil. To look at the Dow, yep, let's have a look at the Dow. Haven't looked at Dow in a while. Yeah, we can have a look at copper as well. Yep, definitely. Silver, yep, silver, platinum crazy again. Yeah, we'll look at platinum. Having a look at the Dow here. Let's clean this off. This was the analysis from last week. Now let's have a look. Yeah, I'll look at copper as well. So last week closed very bullish on the Dow. Very, very, very bullish. You closed bullish back above 4,300 for the first time since January, which is huge. Kind of got a big trend line coming down here as well that you're trying to squeeze. Again, is there a bottom wick on this weekly candle? Not really. Same as what I said earlier in NQ. There's a potential for price to dip into this opening level before squeezing higher. Longs look pretty good here though. This is looking very bullish. He held this support back down here at the middle of June. Goldie squeezing higher here, guys. No sells just yet. Massive breakout last week. Huge breakout. After, you know, we broke this level in March. 10th of March. It's my birthday. Wow, look at that. Broke this level on the 10th of March. He finally broke them back above. So could you be seeing the Dow, you know, come back to these all-time high levels? That wouldn't be too surprising, to be honest. That's just an overall outlook. Daily's been very, very, very bullish here. So Daily's bullish. Let's have a look at here. Here's that opening level where you actually had a little bit of a gap down here in the Dow. Gap down, squeeze higher. So I would be watching potential shorts down into here. Thing is, it depends if, you know, you want to be a seller into this level. For me, it personally wouldn't be my short down into here, given the fact that you're so bullish. But around here could be a good level for potential buy setups. So there is the potential, if you close bearish, to come and creep down into these levels before then you know, maybe seeing that continuation higher. Overall, I would like to be bullish on the Dow. But if I would be bullish, it would be once you actually come down and create a bottom wick on this opening price. My birthday is 9th of March. There you go. Mine's on the 10th, yours is on the 9th. That's a sign right there. Silver. Yep, let's have a look at silver. Gold squeezing high here, guys. So quick exit on that short. Had to be aggressive. Let's have a look at silver. Have a look at NQ. What's NQ up to? Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, NQ kind of breaking down nicely. Silver. Silver's interesting. Silver's stuck. Silver's stuck in a massive range from 37 to 36. Two very big levels. Let me just make it this color. So we got $36. We've also got $37. Failing to close above. Now let's have a quick look at the monthly though, because remember guys, it's the last day of the month. I don't check the monthly time frame very often, but when it's the last day of the month, it's very important too. So monthly's still looking very bullish. What's going to be interesting here? Nasdaq having a lovely sell-off here, guys. Gold still squeezing higher. What's going to be interesting here on silver is if this monthly candle is going to close above this massive all-time high resistance at $36. So monthly's looking strong. Last day of the month today. Last week, well, pretty much for what, most of June, you've been stuck in this big range. You know, rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows, trying to break the downside, trying to break the upside, failing to close above either direction. If you've got some daily fake outs, maybe. There, you closed above $37, closed right back below. Huge support though. So you're in a bit of a range. I would like this to break high, given how strong that month is looking. Very similar to gold. That's what kind of gold did today. You came down, you had a huge liquidity grab and held support, and now you're having a squeeze higher. So it's kind of the same thing as what I'm kind of looking at for gold. Is I'd be looking for pullbacks from this level before potentially buying back up into 37, where these highs here would be very nice. So pullbacks at the resistance, you know, even if price is going to break this resistance and push up into here, there's a high chance you'd have a pullback from here first, initial reaction off the resistance, before then breaking it. So given the fact that you have been bullish for the whole entire open, I'd be looking for a pullback. Now, it's tough because you've been so bullish, you don't want to be shorting it right away, but you know, you can kind of see again. Yeah, this nice left shoulder came down, grabbed the lows, formed this nice head, and then you may come down to here before then seeing that push. So I'd be watching around here for potential shorts for a pullback. Platinum, let's have a look. Gold still kind of chopping at these highs, guys. We've got time on gold. Copper's kind of doing what I would want gold to do. I want gold to come up and tap into previous hourly highs to look for shorts. We haven't quite done that yet on gold. We're coming close. As soon as gold grabs the hourly highs, I'm going to look for potential breakouts. Where are we? Let's go. What are we looking at? Platinum. Yeah, platinum has been on an insane run. Insane run. Let's have a quick look at the monthly as well. Let's get rid of all the analysis here. Oh my, wow, that is insane. That is insane. What's that? 31%. 31% return on platinum this month. That's more than what platinum's done for the past 5 years. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Like I said, I've never day traded platinum, but that is probably one of the most incredible breakouts I've ever seen. It literally looks like a crypto chart. Oh yes, good point, Chris. The hourly has just been tagged on gold on the currency chart. Okay. Yeah, good spot. Let's keep an eye on that. So yeah, platinum's looking very, very, very bullish. So bullish. But we are starting to find some resistance. I mean, not that, you know, you'd be looking to short that by any means, but platinum has been on an absolutely insane run. Probably one of the craziest runs I've seen. Like I say, to me, this literally looks like a It literally looks like some sort of crazy crypto chart. There's been this massive downward trend. You broke it, held it. Crazy run. Now, what did you do on Friday? So, Friday you closed back bearish. Big bearish engulfing candle. Same as gold. Gold had a huge sell-off on Friday as well. Would you want to be shorting platinum though? I don't think so. I would still want to be following this. I wouldn't want to be fighting this personally. Again though, same as gold and silver. You've opened today and grabbed lows and instantly broken out. So if I wanted to be following platinum longs, you know, maybe back up into 1400, I'd want to see a little bit of a pullback first. A little bit of pullback then before more buying. See here, actually this is a great example, guys. This is what I'm wanting gold to do. I'm looking to short gold for the fact that it needs a liquidity grab of some hourly lows before going higher. So you see here how on platinum you came down for a huge bottom wick which liquidated some lows before pushing higher. Well, that's exactly what gold loves to do. So that's what I'm looking for here on gold on the hourly time frame. I'm looking for price to come down and wick some lows before potentially going higher or just have it a rollover. I'm pretty much looking for the exact same thing here. So that's the reason I'm trying to look for shorts here, because, you know, these bottom wick candles, these liquidity wicks, can sometimes give you, you know, 50 plus ticks, and that can just be your trade. But with that liquidity wick and a bullish breakout on platinum, for this current 8 AM London Open candle, I'd want to be buying that. I wouldn't want to be shorting that. That's kind of already looking pretty strong. So you're already coming down, holding this level. It's not a bad area to look for longs on platinum, back up into these levels. Platinum doesn't look too bad to me. So I've never traded it, but it actually doesn't look like it looks like a pretty good setup. If that was gold, I'd be buying from down here. That's a pretty interesting setup on platinum. Yep, we'll have a look at copper as well. Yeah, so Ali's been grabbing the currency. Copper, let's have a look. I know Copper, one of the guys in the Traders Club, Ian, got a massive buy breakout on Copper last week. Look at this on Copper. Look at this. Copper's been in this range since April. Been stuck in this massive range. Finally had a huge breakout. So Copper, unless it's a big weekly fake out, we'll have to see. Copper on the monthly time frame is going to be looking very strong as well. Breaking back above $5. Last time you broke back above $5, the next month you broke right back below, confirming a fake out. However, it's unlikely that you see a fake out and then once you break out again, there's going to be another fake out. Typically, if you have a break above, then a break below, the next time you break back above, that's usually the time where it's the real breakout. So we could be seeing a massive monthly breakout on copper back above $5, which would bring some big upside. There's the potential for some big upside on copper. Weekly time frame, lovely breakout. Daily time frame, oh, this is nice. Got some nice liquidity level sitting above here, which you haven't yet grabbed. So gold's still squeezing high here, guys. Gold's on a crazy run today. Gold's on a crazy run. Any news for this crazy run on gold? I don't think so. Now, copper looks nicer than gold because copper still has some liquidity levels. I'm not going to start trading copper for no reason, but these highs around, what's this, 51,560 looks nice. Copper hit 4 hour, came down, grabbed lows, closed bullish. To me, longs on copper look good. Let me just get rid of this here for a second. So you had this, again, it's a very big but I would say anyone who's selling copper, I'll be watching these highs here for potential stops. If you can flip bullish here on the hourly time frame on copper, there's the potential to squeeze this higher. I don't trade copper. I'm not going to start trading now just because gold's not shaping up. But that's not a bad setup. If this was gold, I'd be buying this right now. I don't know how well enough copper does move, but if this was gold, this to me looks great for longs. Maybe even if you want to be more conservative, even though it's a good restore to give it a shot, maybe you can wait for a closure back above here then you have a pretty decent range to fill. That's a pretty decent range. Minimum. There's nothing to say you can't keep, you know, breaking these highs and having a much deeper push. NQ have a nice sell-off as well, guys. You've got potential fake out on NQ in 5 minutes. Gold is still squeezing higher. Are you coaching any of the VIP teams? I'm not, man. I'm not. Maybe in the future, man. We'll see. Potential shorts on crude. Let's have a look. Wrong one. Crude. Yeah, I would see how this 30 minutes going to close. You did just tap into previous 30-minute highs. So you grabbed the lows and you've grabbed the highs. A little bit of a range. Yeah, pretty much, Ian. Yeah, gold having a really nice, a really strong squeeze here, guys. Gold having a really strong squeeze. Certainly not going to be, I'm not going to be shorting gold anytime soon. Obviously, like I said, shorts are risky, but buys are risky. To me, buys up here are much riskier than shorts because there's no stops for me to want to buy up here. How we react now that we're grabbing these previous hourly highs is going to be very interesting. I know it's looking very bullish now, but that's what gold loves to do. Gold can look so bullish, then right before the candle closes, it can leave a huge wick, and you can have that great rollover. So let's be watching gold above here. 15-minute did break back above, confirmed the fake out, and still squeezing. So if I did want to go short on gold, it'd have to be a closure back below here. You broke below, above, below, big sell-off. Above, below, above, holding it as support. So still squeezing. So the only way I would look to short gold is a fake out closure back below. Otherwise, there's nothing to say we can't continue squeezing higher. You may mention this before, but I'm struggling to see it. Could you walk me through again why you're looking at shorts on gold and not longs? The longs on gold were in Asia. If I buy gold here, there's no risk to reward from here. You know, I bought gold in Asia. If I'm going to take new buys on gold, where's the most logical level I'd want to be a buyer? Do you want to be a buyer here on gold? Or do you want to be a buyer back down here, where you had this big breakout? So for me, it's just trying to understand if I want to be, you know, it's not to say like I'm looking for a huge shorts on gold. I'm looking for a massive play down. I'm just trying to look from the perspective of if I was going to be a buyer here on gold, where would I want to be a buyer? Well, the most logical level is you had this big resistance, and then you've broken out of it, and you haven't quite come back down to retest that support. So if I'm going to be a buyer on gold, I want to be a buyer back down here. So if I want to be a buyer back down here, well, if I measure this, this is a 100 tick range. So there's the potential for me to short down a 100 tick move before going long. And gold's been bullish for the whole entire market open. So for me, this easily could pull back down into these levels before going long. So that's just kind of why I'm looking for shorts. For me, above here, it's not to say that you can't keep pushing up, but I wouldn't be buying gold here. So if I wouldn't be buying gold up here, well, if I know we're at that big resistance and I can see a potential pullback for short, then I want to see if I can get sells. 15-minute here, guys, coming up, grabbing the hourly highs. So we're doing what we said. We want to see this candle come up and grab the highs. That's why I shorted this from here, because I thought this was the hourly. However, it wasn't. But now we have done that exact same thing. We've came up, we've tagged the hourly highs, and we're starting to reject. So there's potential for me to take another stab at shorts here soon. I only took a quick $120 loss here, so, you know, it's basically a break even. Let's see how this 15 is going to close here. Just came up, tagged the highs. If we close back bearish, you know, even if gold was just to pull back into where's my I've lost my tool. Where's my tool? Here. You know, even if gold pulls back down to these levels, if you measure from here to here, you know, that's a 100 tick range. That's a very worthwhile range to scalp here in the London session. NQ's doing what we said. There's not much to say on NQ. NQ's pushing down. That's kind of what we've mentioned we want to see. There's the potential for a 30-minute fake out sell on NQ if you want it into that opening level. First 30-minute of the London session coming up here, guys. Grabbing previous hourly highs, trying to find some resistance. I'd like to see this wick down a little bit more. 1 minute, anything can happen. I want to see it leave a little bit more of a wick rejection than this. I'm hoping we see a little bit more of a steeper rejection. It may close too bullish, my liking. I don't want it to close above the previous wick. Close above the previous wick, you may still squeeze. Because that's it, still breaking out on a lower time frame. That wick on a lower time frame is resistance. So if you close above, well, then that's lower time frame breaking out. Guys. So if you close above, well then guess what? Low time frame still breaking out. But if you close below, then the low time frame is breaking to the downside. Let's see here. 9 seconds here, guys. 9 seconds. NQ's having a nice sell-off. NQ's having a nice sell-off. So we did end up closing below. That's not the biggest, not the biggest rejection. 15-minute kind of grabbed the highs. Closed a little bit doji. It's a bit too early to short. I was hoping we get more of a, you know, if not at least a 15 bearish closure. Holding resistance, but you've broken back above, you've held it. It's starting to show some signs of resistance, which is nice. Maybe we could be looking for this to come down. Pull back, left shoulder head, potential right shoulder, and then we could look for a short. It's the first time we've started to see of resistance being formed, though. Should we buy now on silver? Oh, I can't tell you whether to buy or whether to sell. It depends. Does your plan tell you to buy? There should be no thought process of if you should buy something or not. Does your plan tell you should buy or not? Coming down here on gold, you did get a very quick 30 top wick. And a bit of a sell-off here. Maybe a 5-minute breakout, I might consider it. What's even this range? Even this range down here, 50 ticks. That's a good range. I'm not looking for a home. We're not looking for a home run here on a Monday morning after a bullish push in Asia. We're just looking for a bit of a pullback. Got some nice levels down here. Yeah, NQ had a nice 30-minute breakout there. A nice breakout in NQ. It didn't quite get back below this level though. That's that potential buy level until you break it. If you do break it, then you got shorts into here, which is a worthwhile range to wait for a breakout. Like that's a decent pullback. Let's see, Goldie, what are we up to? Since the London opened here, we're pretty much in the same place here, guys. Not too much movement just yet. Let's see if we get some volume here on gold. But no, it's been a pretty good month on this account. I haven't traded this account this much because I was very busy with the trading retreat. So I didn't really trade these 2 weeks. So this is the retreat. This is the week when I was on the retreat, and then this is the week where I was pretty much spent the whole week preparing for the week. So I haven't actually traded that much this month. It's still been a good month. I haven't traded that much. For me, when I was getting ready for the trading retreat, my focus was on that, and then hosting the retreat, then my focus is on that as well. And that was a crazy range-bound week. But, you know, still, what, 4K in a month trading one contract is pretty good. Can't complain on you know, one account. The biggest month for me so far has been the stock plays. Stocks have been great this month. That's why it's always good to diversify. You know, have your day trading, have your crypto, have your long-term stocks. You know, there's different ways to diversify in trading. You know, your whole entire eggs don't have to be in day trading. You know, day trading, stocks, you know, ETFs, crypto. Speaking of crypto, how did Bitcoin close last week? Are we at 10K yet? Oh, Chow, this is not looking good. Chow told me to buy. Oh, it's actually, now it's looking good. Chow told me to buy up here. Yeah, to be fair, he had a huge close last week on Bitcoin. Massive close. Yeah, buy more, yeah. Massive close holding 100k back above 105. I think you'll see 115 on Bitcoin. Where's this? It's actually a double top here on the future chart. It's not on the gold spot. Sorry, Bitcoin spot chart. But it is here on the double top here in the future chart. How's that monthly looking on the crypto side as well? Yeah, last month's high looks like a pretty easy target. Bottom wick next month, then you'll probably get some decent longs. Gold has been non-stop here today, guys. Gold has been absolutely non-stop. Gold has been non-stop. What were we looking at that looks nice? I think it was platinum, maybe? Yeah, platinum would come down and grab the lows. Potential for platinum squeeze, and copper was looking nice. Not that I trade copper, but potential breakouts on copper as well. Come on, Goldie, let's see if we get some movement in the first hour of the London Open here, guys. Remember, obviously, guys, London's open for much longer than we jump on here, but we're trying to see what we do for the first hour. But again, it doesn't matter if we're trading London or New York. Whatever session you're trading, if the previous session has moved 500 ticks, you have to expect some ranges. Buy more. Yeah, buy more Tesla so I can drive my Tesla around more. I've been cruising around in a Tesla. It's been pretty fun. Let's see here. Grab the lows, holding support. Yeah, we just need to see a little bit of a breakout on gold. Where Lambo? Need to buy more Bitcoin for that. Buy more Bitcoin to afford the Lambo. Take all my money out of Tesla and buy a Lambo. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, nice. That's my goal, to make enough in my Tesla stock to buy a Tesla. Yeah, it's so possible as well. I don't think the robo-taxi side has been going too well on the Tesla. I do love the Tesla, but the actual technology in it with the whole self-driving, you can see it in the way that it comes up that it is not very accurate. Literally one person will walk past and it'll show there's 5 people on the screen. Or it'll show that the car in front of me is indicating when it's not. It'll be very interesting as it continues to grow. Long term, I think it's very interesting. I don't think it's there yet though. I did hear though, which I thought was pretty crazy, over the weekend. I think it was over the weekend. They had a Tesla that got made at the factory, delivered to someone's house, self-driving, which is just so ridiculous when you think about it. They got made at the factory and then self-drove it to the person's house. I'm like, that's insane. That's crazy. Someone didn't drive it to the person's house. It literally got made in the factory and self-drove itself to the house. I'm like, that's insane. It's kind of scary. From US to Austria. Yeah, I know. Whilst Ozpo is losing my stuff on a daily. Where is it? Where is it? It was. I think it was on the weekend. Yeah. Well. Yeah. This is crazy. Yeah. It is scary. It really is. When you actually think about it, it's crazy. Get that off. Get off. Tesla Model Y drive itself from factory to customer. That's crazy. It gets built in the factory and then drives itself to the new owner's home. That's crazy. Yeah, Nick, that's insane. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's pretty exciting though. That's a great question. What if it crashes during the drive to the house? Who pays for it? That's a great question. I don't know. That's what's kind of still so unknown about it. It's pretty crazy. But where's the I do still have some shares in Tesla. How did we close last week? I still think we could see a little bit of a dip before a breakout. Where's my chart? How do I show the chart with you guys? Yeah, see, last week was a massive, huge wick at the highs and a pretty decent bearish closure. There is the possibility for Tesla to have a decent pullback. How's the monthly looking on Tesla? See, there you go. Monthly's sending me something completely different. Monthly's looking very strong. I believe, now Chow Bro knows better than me, I do believe the summer months, July onwards, are historically pretty good for Tesla. Yeah, see here, look. Bullish closure in June. Huge run into the end of the year. That was in 21. July was a bullish closure. Bullish breakout. Bullish month. They did sell off the rest of the year. Again, May and June, bullish. Pulled back, so yeah, not really too much. I mean, last year you did. June you broke out. July continued. Bullish towards the rest of the year. Not enough to say that that's probable it's going to keep pushing, but yeah, I do have buy targets, back up into these levels on Tesla. Gold's still holding the support here, guys. No breakouts on gold just yet. We've been in this range since the London Open here, unfortunately, but it's no surprise after the big move up. Yeah, I bet you'd sell the paper. Yeah, I bet you would, yeah. I bet you would. Well, you can't trade Tesla, but if you trade Nasdaq, it's a massive factor for trading NQ. All of the major stocks are in NQ are good to look at on an individual basis. Tesla, NQ, Microsoft. If you're trying to day trade NQ, it's important to look at them. Yeah. Sean goes to sleep watching that every night. Every night on the retreat, Sean was going to sleep watching that. One day my dream will come true. Yeah, no. I mean, I was talking about Tesla because I came from the subject of why it's important to diversify in trading. That you don't have to have all of your eggs in day trading. You might have some profits. You might have some money in day trading. You might have some money in some long-term stocks. You might have money in crypto. That's just something that I am holding. So I say, no, it came up because I was just showing my stats for the month. I was going, my stats here, day trading has been quieter this month, but stocks have been great. That's how we came onto it. But yeah, it is good if you day trade NQ. It's good to see how the major stocks open as well. Gold still create a little bit of range here, guys. Copper, I do like this breakout, but the key word is breakout. Until you break out, it's not so interesting. Crude. Oh, look at this. Crude fulfilling the head and shoulders. Again, though, buys were at 8 a.m. Probably not, because you would have had to see a bullish closure here. Inverse head and shoulders holding pretty well, though. So I'd take my trend line. I'd mark on the second touch and the highest touch, and they would be my liquidity levels. The potential for this to squeeze up a little bit more. God, Tesla, yeah, nice, yeah, me too. Of course, don't do much. It's great hearing your insights on all other things trading stocks. Yeah, thank you, man. That's good to hear. So, I mean, that's what it's about. Trying to share, what I do personally. I don't solely rely on day trading. I did solely rely on just day trading for quite a while, but since I have started to expand, it's been good. It takes off a lot of stress of day trading. You can day trade with ease when you have other players. That's why it's good. You guys are trying to get to a point of full-time day trading. You make your money day trading on Topstep, and then you might build other things outside of that, but still in the markets. I make sure that you are not outside my house, Liddy. Yeah, Nick, absolutely. Yeah, gold's about to hit big resistance on the daily time frame, man. That's why I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to see some indications that resistance is being held. Because if we look at this on gold, we're coming into huge resistance levels. The thing is, we have we did bounce off massive support this morning. You bounced off support, but you are also coming right into resistance. That's why this isn't an area where I'd be looking for longs, because there's huge daily resistance from all the way back in April. We had this, you had this all-time high breakout, and you held it as support. So you broke it again. So we're gonna see how we react around here. That's why gold's a little bit tough up here, guys, because you've had a massive push in Asia, and wherever you pushed into, huge previous all-time high support and resistance. That's why I'm trying to see if we can find some resistance around here for sells. It's the reason I'm not looking for new longs up here. Oh, 5-minute breakout there, guys. Too busy rabbiting on there. Let me see. So 5-minute broke above, broke right back below. How's that 15-minute looking? So the 15-minute, yeah, closed bearish. I may get a sell stop here in a second, guys. 15-minute evening star. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a sell stop here. A sell stop on the break of the low to come back down into 3,300, which is a 50 tick range. 30-minute, not looking the best. But if we get tagged in the sell stop, well, then it will look good. So let's see. If the 5-minute closes bullish, I will aggressively manage, because then you may have a fake out back above to then continue squeezing. But if you have the sell stop in, if you don't flip bearish, well, then you don't get tagged in. Yeah, typical Nick. Yeah, that was a mistake from my end as well. It wasn't even a short we should have been taking. This is the short we should be taking, because we're tapping into previous hourly highs. The only thing is with this trade, guys, I will manage aggressively because I need to see volume. I want to see this volume. I want to see this hit the previous hourly highs and have a decent sell-off. If we don't have a good sell-off with volume, then I'll manage aggressively because I don't want to get stuck in a range. But realistically, if we get tagged in here, stop loss is going to be like, risking $200. $200 for a potential. 200 for a potential 500. We just need volume. That's all we want to see is volume. We want to see volume coming above these previous hourly highs. The spot chart here on TradingView is actually looking pretty nice. You're wicking out previous hourly highs. To me, this could have a decent pullback here. Decent pullback into these lows here. My only concern is the 30-minute doesn't look the best. You may get a top wick of the next 30 and have to hold, which, let me see. I think how much volume is this? 22 ticks. Yeah, not the most amount of volume. So we kind of want to hold this into the hourly close here, guys. Let me just have a stop above here. We're trying to hold this into the hourly close. Trying to see if we get decent pullback here. Again, like I say, guys, I will be aggressive with the management because we are in a little bit of a range. This 5-minute close back above, maybe a quick exit. We'll see. Yes. Yeah, we'll have a look in a second here. We'll have a look at yes. What's NQ up to? NQ still held that support level that we spoke about in NQ. See here on NQ, I said if we break this, we can look for sells. However, there's nothing to say you can't hold this, which I imagine is probably pretty similar to ES. Let's see, Goldie. What are we up to here, Goldie? Let's see. Yeah, we want to see this 30-minute close nice and bearish, guys. Top wick at 9 AM London time. And then you'll probably get continued selling on gold, maybe towards 9:30. I don't think this is going to be a quick, normal scalp that we're used to. Maybe a trade you may have to hold a little bit. And you're trying to run this down for a potential deep pullback here. Depending on how big you want to hold it on a Monday morning, I do like gold to come back down into these levels. Whether we hold that long, we'll see. It all depends on the volume. If the markets give me 50 ticks and, try and bounce for support from here, I may be aggressive. We'll see. We shall see. But as an overall outlook, pulling back down into these levels are nice. Here. So in terms of risk to reward, you're risking about 200, potentially run it into 900. Let's see here, guys. If this 5 minute close is bullish, guys, I may be aggressive here, guys. I don't want to see this close bullish. Yeah, it's closing bullish. I'll make it out here in a second, guys. Not what I want to see. Have to be aggressive with the management of this high. Let's see, let's see. I was hoping we could break this low and have a nice drive. 16 seconds, guys. If this closes bullish back above this level, I'll be exiting straight away. Maybe the first losing day of the month. We'll see. First losing day of the month, the last month. You broke below it. If you break back above, well, then we have to be reactive to that. That's our fake out. Let me bring this down a little bit. How's that 15 looking? So previous 15 grabbed the highs, formed an evening star, closed bearish, held this support. I kind of want to give it a bit of breathing room, but I also, we do have the hourly close in 10 minutes. Thing is, if you re-break these highs, you'll probably come much higher. Let's see. I'm gonna keep my stop at like 26. If you want to exit, it's not a bad idea. I'm just gonna let me just give it a little bit of breathing room. Hourly close in like 10 minutes here as well, guys. I was hoping this hourly would have a steeper wick rejection. We're trying to trade, you know, that's the tough thing on gold here. Is you're trying to trade after a huge push up here. You may be waiting to closer to, yeah, there you go. I'm out there, guys. I'm out there. Minus $300 there, guys. That'll probably be it for the day, guys. Zoom, guys, give me 2 seconds. I was happy to give it a shot there, guys, a little bit early. Because that 5 minute did grab and the 15 did close below. But remember, guys, you know, we're trying to short after a very big push up, which is, it's just very tough. It's not a place where I want to be taking you long. So any potential shorts, I think it's probably going to come closer to 9 a.m. So yeah, I'm going to leave gold this high here, guys. I'm happy to take the minus 326. And to be honest, I'm probably going to lock this account out for the month. It's a very small loss, but it's the biggest loss I have had this month. So any shorts on gold, guys, I'm going to wait till later on. And if I want to buy gold, I'm personally not going to be buying gold this high. So I'll leave London there, guys. We'll take the small $300 loss. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe today, guys. It's the last day of the month. We have NFP this week. We got 4th of July. There's a lot going on this week, especially a lot going on today for the last day of the month. So keep your losses small, guys, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, everyone. I'll see you guys then. Peace.